Okay, today we are going to make a watercolor resist painting, and you can do anything you want. I'm going to draw a picture of a fish in an aquarium or the sea. I'm going to use crayons, and you guys have better crayons than I do. I'm going to use these crayons, but any crayons will work if you have crayons at your house you want to use too. The first thing we need to do is with your brush, just get the colors you want, just put a little water on them so they soften up. They're easier to use if you do. Now, if you don't think you're going to use all the colors, that's fine. Or you can put a little dot of water on all the colors in case you use it. It's up to you. So I'm going to do that. All right. Now, I'm going to draw a picture. Well, maybe I'll do a garden. You can do a fish or whatever you want to draw. And if you want to draw it with pencil first, you can. I'm not going to. But what you need to do for this, you need to color really, really, really dark. Because we want a lot of wax, because the paint's not going to show up if it's really waxy, really colored. You can use any color you want. I'm going to go kind of fast because this is supposed to be a quick video, but you can take your time and draw whatever you want. If you need to pause the video to catch up to speed, you can. So don't feel like you have to keep up with me. That's okay. You don't have to. If you have a favorite hobby you like to do, like let's say you're a basketball player, you can draw a basketball. If you have a pet, a dog, or a cat, you can draw a picture of that. If you want to draw, if you know somebody that's having a birthday soon, you can make a birthday card. You can really draw anything you want. And be creative. If you want, you could put your name. That'd be kind of fun. Alright, so I'm making sure, I'm going to go back over here and make sure that I've colored this super dark. Alright, let's put another, I'm just going to draw some shapes in here. We can pretend those are roses or something, or just fun shapes. Now, because you're pressing down, it's gonna hurt your hand. You're just gonna have to shake out your hand a little bit. But that's okay. You know you're doing it right if it kind of hurts your hand because you're pressing down a lot. If you have a white colored pencil or crayon, that would be interesting. I don't have one right here, but you would just draw with the white, and when you paint over it, it will look super cool. It will magically appear. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can just make some fun, crazy designs in here. And you guys have several pieces of watercolor paper, so you can make a lot of these. Now, watercolor paper is different from other paper because it's heavier. So if you have ever painted on like copy paper and then you were painting and it got soggy, it got soggy and it ripped through, it wasn't, it's because it's not meant to be painted on. But this paper won't do that unless you probably put it in water. Okay, so the important thing to do always is to also make sure your paintbrush is wet and kind of just dab it off so you don't have that much water on it. Okay, so as you see, the paint is not going to stick to the places that you put the paint. And I'm just going to dab my brush in there. If you feel like you don't have enough water in your paint, just put a little bit more and mix it around. It's like magic. Alright, another cool thing you can do is you can take the brush and you can get the paper wet first. Mine's a little blue just because I had it in blue. So get it wet. And then you can go back in here. I'm going to use purple and kind of do it that way too. So that's called wet on wet painting. And it looks a little different than when I did it on dry paper. Always make sure that you wash out your brush, and I think a lot of you know, wash out your brush before you change colors. Because if you don't, then it's going to mess up these beautiful paints, and you're going to be super sad. So I'm going to go over here and do this. And it's like cool magic. Like I said, if you have a white crayon, it's super cool because you really can't see it when you draw it, but then it's like extra magic.
How do you get the colors darker or lighter?
You get the colors darker if you don't use as much water, or if you do it on dry paper. So I'm not using a whole lot of water for that. But if you want to dilute it, let's say you paint a section and you want it even lighter, you can drop some water, just put water on here. Now you'll see the paper's starting to bow, meaning it's starting to bend. And that's okay, that happens. When this is dry, you can put a book on top of it and let it flatten. But you have to make sure that you let it dry first because you're going to have a big old mess. If you want to combine colors, one on top of another, you can just go back in there. Now you see it sticks a little bit on where I put the crayon, but it's not sticking a lot. It will stick a lot if you don't press down. So, and that's okay if you don't want it to look like that. That's fine. Whoops. Oh, did you see what I almost did? I almost did not wash out my paintbrush. So you gotta swish it and then dab it off. That one doesn't have a whole lot of water on it, but that's okay. Yeah, that's kind of fun. So you guys will have a lot of fun. Always make sure that you cover your table with something like newspaper, because this will make a mess. And we can throw out the newspaper, or if you have just a piece of paper or whatever you have at your house, it works. So I'm gonna get some more purple in there. Get that in there. All right. So I think I'm about done. I'm happy with how this looks. So I'm excited for you guys. I hope you have a lot of fun and be creative and have a great day.